Decision making in life is often described as elements that can either shape, make, or mar us in life. And most times, the tiniest decision we make can either elevate us or destroy us. And for Diogo Jota and Andre Jota, when they took that decision to embark on a road trip to catch up a ferry in order to get to England, where he'll be joining his teammates at Liverpool for the preseason, somehow he never got to his destination. On this edition of Arsenal Fans Beat, we'll be keeping a minute silence in honor of Diogo Jota and Andre Jota. May their gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Talking about
Amen.
decision making, again, Viktor Gyökeres have decided to abandon Sporting Lisbon, saying, I don't care what my chairman, Federico Varandas, does this time around. I am sticking my option of going to the Premier League. And even when United cutted him, he said, no, Amorim, I know you are my coach, but I ain't coming to United. My place of stay going forward 2025-2026 season is going to be at Arsenal. He even went further to decide to take a pay cut of £1.73 million out of his total earning that will be coming to him. And on this edition of Arsenal Fans Beat, I have my teammates again. Hospi, it's good to have you in the studio.
Yeah, it's great to be here again. Hello, everyone. Nice to be here.
Good. Now, there are key decisions, things that have happened. Diogo Jota lost his life because he was advised by medical experts that, look, after your long surgery, that you don't need to fly, you need to go by road. So he decided to embark on taking a ferry. And in order to catch up that ferry, he decided to drive with his Lamborghini and his younger brother, who happened to be a footballer also. And unfortunately, they never got to their decision. May that gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Now coming to reality. Now, everyone out there is gearing, waiting for that boom is about to happen. Yes, when you have somebody like Fabrizio Romano talking about something that, look, this is going to happen, it means for a shorty, Viktor Gyökeres is going to be a gooner. We know that by the time this video will be out to people, maybe that announcement would have been made. But somehow, do you think that the decision of Viktor Gyökeres to say, I am not coming for preseason until I'm sorted out, is a good one that is going to either make him or mar him? Especially when you have naysayers within the Arsenal quarters saying, look, for Arsenal to be paying that kind of huge amount of money, that the guy needs to start running, getting it right from the outset.
Yeah.
So what's your take on this?
I think I am impressed with what Yukarz has done. It shows that he is very much interested in moving to Arsenal. And I remember an interview some time back when Mikel was saying he will only sign players who are willing to come to Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yukarz has shown beyond all reasonable doubt that Arsenal is the only club he wants to play for. I learned that Juventus showed some interest. He turned them down, and a few other clubs around. And he had even a mega proposal from the Middle East. He turned that down as well. He ended up to take a pay cut. You said £1.7 million, and I think in dollars it should be around $2 million. That's a huge money to give away. That's a huge money to just wave away just like that, to ensure that he make his dream move to Arsenal. These are the kind of players who want to stay at Arsenal.
They want to die for the badge.
Those who want to, sweat their blood out on the pitch for the Gunners. If that man is willing to take out, or to part ways with $2 million just to facilitate his move to Arsenal, it's fascinating. My only fear is that even within the Arsenal fan base, you have the pro Sesko fans who will be wishing that he failed, and just for them to prove a point. And also there are people who are hoping that he will just hit the ground running. There are no more excuses. They don't even want to give him time to settle at all. So he will be under pressure, especially also noting that Arsenal has not had a recognized striker for quite a long time since the Aubameyang days. After Aubameyang, we have not had it. In fact, Oba was not an out-and-out striker. He was chipping in from the left-hand side.
So we had Lacazette.
Exactly. And Lacazette was not having like full playing time anyways. So my hope is that he will live up to his billing, and he will hit the ground running. I know he's a monster. He's a beast on the pitch. I was just watching some highlights of him. Saliba and Gabriel were bouncing off him when we were playing them, and he had that ferocious shot that hit the post.
The bar, yeah.
You know, and I'm just hoping for the best. I'm just hoping for the best. And if I am looking at the trajectory in terms of our signings at Arsenal, Edu's era, they were signing players that were below 23 years. They were signing for the future. But if you can look at the trajectory right now with the Bata era, Yukarz is
27,
28. Zubimendi
26.
Is 26. If we're going for Eze is also around 26, 27.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he's looking for ready-made players who
are
ready to
now.
deliver now. We are not planning for the future. The future can take care of itself. We still have some very talented footballers, you know, in the academy, the Dauman, we still have the Nwaneri, of course, don't forget Luis Kelly. There can be the mix and the blend of like established players and the crop of young talented players coming up. Yeah.
Okay, now looking at decision making, the decision of Arsenal to let go of Aubameyang when they didn't have a clinical striker, the only player that won the Golden Boot for them the previous season, and somehow Arteta started by benching him and let him go, and he went off for free. This was a striker we bought at a very expensive rate. I was able to let him go for free. Arsenal again, do you think that this decision for them to let go, because the adjustment between Benjamin Sesko, who his decision to say, look, I want a release clause to be inserted, you know what I mean, to be inserted into my what's it called, contract, I think that is a no-no for me, because if you want to play for a club side, you don't start talking about release clause. It means you don't want to be there for long.
That is not even happening in England. In the EPL, teams don't sign.
So you don't want to play there for long. It means that you have your heart somewhere else. You're using them as a platform to get to the next level. Now, my fear is, why do you think that Arsenal are making the right decision, especially when they are going to be signing Viktor Gyökeres for close to about £70 million? Because if you look at what Arsenal has already bid, about £56.2 million, with £13 million added, you're having about 69 point something. So if you look at the amount also that the young man had decided to take as a pay cut, it means that when you put all that figure together, we're talking about £70 million. Do you think that our board is making the right decision to now say we're going to be, signing a striker for this amount?
I think they're making the right decision, and in my opinion, this decision is well overdue. We could have had strikers signed like 3-4 seasons ago, since the departure of Oba. Probably they tried to exploit the possibility of playing without a striker.
Right?
Did it work for Arsenal? I would say no. And I would say last season we had an opportunity to chip in with a striker, especially in January. But again, I won't blame them because there were no available strikers on the market then. And
or could it be that we didn't try enough? Because I believe that if we put the money on the table
for who?
For Sesko
at that time,
we would have priced him away from Leipzig.
So we are still struggling now.
Because our decision making is poor.
Yes, I'm not sure decision making is poor. it is highly unlikely for teams to part ways with their prized assets, especially strikers. In the world of club football right now, top strikers are very difficult to find. They are very difficult. If I ask you right now to name me 10 top midfielders, you run within 10 seconds to name them.
Definitely.
Name me 10 top strikers, you will struggle, especially those that will be easily available to buy.
And they are clinical too.
And they are very clinical. So for me, it's a very top and tough position to fill. I think we could have done a deal similar to this in the past, but we gambled. I don't know if it was because of our financial status or other things. I don't really know. But alas, it happened. Better late than never.
Okay, better late than never. The other one has to do with the issue of Tomiyasu, Takahiro Tomiyasu, the Japanese defender. We ended up giving him more years and signing a new contract with him. And somehow, Arsenal's decision and allowing him to go for free is another thing that is damning. Over time, we sign players spending huge amount of money to sign players. And somehow we just allow them just walk through the door. Either we cancel their contract and say, oh, you can go. Okay, because of his injury record, we decided to allow him go for free. Don't you think that it would have been better for us to keep him in the team, knowing fully well that most times we have issues with our defense? I mean, we have challenges in our defense where we have players getting injured. Or wait until we get a club side that are at least looking for at least lesser amount, but at least we know that something is coming into our coffers. The decision to let him go again is another one that leaves us hanging in the balance with the way the club is being run.
In my opinion, I guess the club must have done their analysis, financial analysis. The cost benefit
financial analysis, when no matter whatever comes in is good money.
And who will have bought Tomiyasu anyway?
The guy is not a completely bad player. The challenge he had at the moment is that he's just recuperating from injury. If we could keep the likes of who is Lukonga could keep him in the team. That was a player for the future, but never find his feet in the team. So now if we could keep a player like him and we'll still loan him left and right, why can't we keep him and loan him out than letting him go for free? We canceled his contract because we renewed his contract, which means his market value was still on the high.
All right. I'm just going through some statistics here for Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu joined us in 2021,
Good.
2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. We are chasing out 2026. So let's say 4 seasons. In 4 seasons, Tomiyasu made 84 appearances in all competitions. When this season alone, Arsenal played nearly 60 matches. Just this season. And you have somebody sulking on the bench or who is always on the treatment table.
Yeah.
This season could have been like really the final nail to the coffin for Tomiyasu's stay at Arsenal. Previous seasons were like the foundations for this. He never had a full season with Arsenal.
True.
And for me, this brings to mind serious questions about probably our state of medical facility at Arsenal.
Or the training regime too.
Or the training regime, or even the diet. I don't know what is happening behind the scenes. Before Partey joined us, he only missed 2 matches for over 4 seasons.
And not for injury, but for suspension.
Exactly. As soon as he joined Arsenal, he became injury prone. And Martin Odegaard is following suit right now. You have Gabriel Jesus. When Jesus was at Man City, he hardly had injuries.
No, he had injury.
He hardly had long-term
injury. Yes, agreed.
It was managed.
Managed.
But at Arsenal, things are getting out of hands. I don't know what is really happening. You could also recall that Zinchenko sat out for quite a long
A
time.
long time too.
You know, so is it the training regime? Is it the diet? I don't really know. Or is it the medical team that they are not really paying attention to some certain aspects of the players?
Or they're not managing the players well.
It could be. So for me, I don't even remember when last the thought of Yasu crossed my mind. I don't really remember. But he's a forgotten hero.
But that notwithstanding, we gave him a new contract. We extended his contract. But what would have done? What I think would have done is to have allowed him stay in the club, loan him out, and sell him eventually. At least money will come into the cover. We're talking about not having enough money, and we're letting players go. We tore so many contracts during the times of Socrates, Aubameyang. Aubameyang was a no-no for me. We should have at least kept him and allowed club side to come for him, and like it was just a bad egg, let him go.
So my question to you is that let's turn the table. Let's say we managed the Tomiyasu scenario, and at the end of the season we put him out for sale. How much do you think we can recoup from him?
Even if it's £10 million, it's money. Even if it's $5 million, it's better than not having anything at all.
Do you know his wages, his annual wages?
Yes, it's on the high.
Tomiyasu sits on £5.2 million annually.
So that is why he should never have gone for free.
So that is the very reason he should actually go for free. Now, looking at I just read to you that in 4 seasons he made 84 appearances. 4 seasons, 84 appearances. Can you justify him still being on the treatment table, getting 5.2 million annually?
Yes, I can understand from that angle that you're talking about. But now let's go back on the reverse. You made mention about something which was quite clinical. You talked about the issue of the medical team. Now, fast track. We had a Mitro in the team. He was always getting injured. Remember the last season that just ended, Emil Smith-Rowe only missed close to 3 matches and he played the rest with Fulham. Yeah. So there is a problem with our medical setup. This is a problem. There's a challenge with our medical setup. Which other player? Serge Gnabry. Serge Gnabry was on the team.
Are you saying our medical setup was responsible for the early retirement of Wilshere?
Yes, I would say so, because it was not properly managed. There were times when he had injury and we allow him play through this guy is going through the same. Ben White was playing for Brighton. He never got injured. Now Ben White is going to treatment room and coming out every now and then. Serge Gnabry is a clean example. I said it in one of the podcast shows that look, when he went to West Ham and he was regarded as not good enough, I think what's the name of this coach now? Alan Pardew said he's not good enough for the Premier League. The guy came back to Arsenal. Wenger said, look, you are a born Arsenal player. I need you to be in the team. He said, no, I need to move. And maybe if he changes the environment, he's going to. He went to Bayern Munich and he became clinical. Played without injury. So there's something that we need to go back. So most times we don't blame these players when they're getting injured. So our treatment setup or medical setup need to be overhauled. There was this guy, Dr. Droskoli, that went to United. When he was in the team, I'm not saying this to discredit the guy because he is a professional in what he does. But when he was in Arsenal, our players were getting knocked out every now and then. And when he went to United suffered the same fate because the moment I saw him moving, I said, glory be to God that this guy is leaving our setup.
We shifted the liability.
So United players started getting injured. So now we need to go back to the drawing board. Just like you said, the diet, we need to look at those things. Because how can you tell me that Liverpool played the entire season? Mohamed Salah did not get injured with the way they kick him in the Premier League.
But the previous season, they had some injury concerns.
Yeah, so but they addressed it too.
All right. So coming back to Tomiyasu, looking at what he is earning or what he was earning at Arsenal comparatively to the games he played for Arsenal in all competitions.
Mm.
Every game Yasu played cost Arsenal £254,000. Is that a good investment?
Yes, I would say that is
from a business point of view.
No, from a business point of view, that's a delicate one. But we shouldn't have allowed him go for free.
And do you also know that apart from the £5,200,000 that he's sitting on an annual fees, do you know that we are also taking care of his medical? It comes with a cost.
Okay. Guys, viewers, we need to look into this. Because P is coming up with a poignant point of that it is good, it is ideal that Arsenal let go of Yasu for free. So let us know what your views are with regards to the arm of the opinion that, look, we should never have allowed any player, as long as we spent money to buy you, something has to part hands for us to let you go. That's my own stand. We've allowed players. When is Arsenal going to have that marquee sale? Aside from Emile Martinez that we bought for £500,000 from South America, Colo-Touré that we bought for about £250,000 then.
Martinelli now.
And Martinelli is $6 million. We're talking about these guys. We are 600.
And Martinelli is not valued well.
So why can't we? When is Arsenal going to have that market sale that we paid £105 million for Declan Rice?
We cannot make those sales now, because as far as I'm concerned, we are still finding our feet. We are still establishing ourselves.
West Ham never found their feet, even though they won the conference.
There are gems you find in teams.
Anyways, it is what it is. Let us know what your views are. Now, I'm going to put a spin on the spot. In a fortnight, or rather, by next month, let's say precisely, Arsenal will be trudging the pitch to play against the Red Devils United. And that match is a make or mar match. Now I'm putting a spin on the spot to tell us where Arsenal is going to finish in the 2025-2026 season. For me, I know what I want. So, Hospi, tell us where Arsenal is going to end this season. Because we're going to hold you by your words.
All right. And I want to also state a disclaimer.
If the man is, no, we don't want an if. Viewers, me, I'm speaking on your behalf. We don't want an if here.
Hold on, let me learn. If we sign Mosquera from Valencia, we sign Eze, and at least one more player. I'm looking forward to Arsenal signing at least 3 more players after Yukarz. We have a possibility of clinching not only the Premier League, but another domestic trophy and the Champions League.
Hospi, I don't want possibility. I'm speaking on behalf of the fans. You stand and be counted.
For now.
Not disclaimer.
As we see the team right now, as it is right now,
yes.
I cannot vouch for the team because it's not really complete.
Okay.
There are voids we need to fill. And these are the filling points. These were like the soft spot for the team last season,
which we failed to address.
These are the places, this is where our cracking points. So it has still not been addressed yet as we are sitting here, because Gyokeres is not an Arsenal player yet. He's still a Sporting CP player. So if we address that, and anticipatedly we still get Eze, probably we still get Mosquera, bro, I bet we can win the treble.
Okay, we'll come back to that. That's what we're talking about, decision making, because these players he mentioned have all given their intent and acceptance that we want to become an Arsenal player. But somehow the decision lies on the shoulders of Andre Berta and the owners. They have to bring out the money and have the proper structure on how, because most of this signing, they're not paying like upfront. They're paying installment. So why not have the right kind of installment and get these players in place? Eze is willing to come. Because when they interviewed him recently, he said, who would want to go to Arsenal? That is his boyhood club.
Yeah.
Mosquera, Christian Mosquera refused.
We threw him away.
Yes. Christian Mosquera refused to get a new contract and additional pay from Valencia. And is willing to play for Arsenal.
Mm.
And who else? Viktor Gyökeres has done something that most players wouldn't do, because that's a delicate decision to take.
So will you still, with all of this, will you still question the decision making at Arsenal now that we are attracting top players?
Yes, we still question, because we're not, from the outset, that's been our Waterloo. We always attract the best players globally, everywhere. But finishing has always been our problem. Just like
4 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, players were not lining up, we were not getting hungry to come to Arsenal.
You will
5 seasons ago, players didn't even want to come closer to Arsenal.
But what the key reason was also we not putting the right money on the table. Let's go back. Let's backtrack.
Apart from putting the right money on the table, I also think the culture wasn't right at the club.
Yes, until Arteta walked in.
Exactly.
When Arsene left, everything dropped. Arsene was a key figure that was attracting players to Arsenal. And when he left, everything dropped. There was no identity. In fact, we lost our identity on the field of play. I keep saying it because people keep saying, oh, Arsenal would have kept Unai Emery. No. Unai Emery wasn't a big club, what's it called? Wasn't a big club coach.
Yep.
He wasn't.
He's a mid-level
He's a mid-level team coach.
Yeah.
When it came to Arsenal faltered. We could not knock 5 passes together without losing it. And fighting back was the problem. And you always come to the press and say, I want to be the protagonist. I want to determine how my opposition play. Yet we could not do anything. So
good evening.
Good evening. So at the end of the day, Arteta had done well. But now, one last question.
Yes.
You have told us, we've already seen your position. Then you have your expectation that once Arsenal is able to do the 1, 2, 3 signing, that yes, we can win the Premier League and win another domestic trophy. Now, this season, do you see it as a make or match season for Mikel Arteta? Considering the fact that now, if he gets these players, because I know where you're going to go to, if he gets these players, is it going to be his very last season to win a major trophy for Arsenal, or he gets the boots?
I don't want us to get ahead of ourselves, but I want to be very confident here in saying Arteta is not a coach that is under pressure.
Because he's doing the bidding of the owners.
He's not really under pressure. He's like the frontier of the owners. He's like the first line of defense for the owners. He is like the firefighter for the owners. I was listening to an interview a couple of weeks ago of a former football agent who outlined exactly what Wenger was doing for the owners. And he emphasized that we only got the bank to give out the money for the Emirates Stadium
because of Wenger.
When Wenger agreed and signed that he would stay on. They knew that he was very good at bringing up players and selling them to recoup some good money. And people didn't know. And the agent was saying there were times Wenger would lock up himself in his office. He would be bitter. He said, but when he came out in front of the media, nothing like that should. Not even his players.
That's what I keep saying. That's what I keep saying.
And I think Arteta is going through the same situation right now. But luckily, he's been backed now. Though not completely, because you had him crying in January for his striker. He was practically crying in all of his pressers.
Yeah.
I need help. The team need help. Nobody came to his aid. For me, I think he's dancing to the tune of the owners. And I don't see him losing his seat very soon. Arsenal fans who think, this is a make or break season for Arteta, you should start thinking again. My advice to you is that put your acts together. Let's support the manager with all we've got. He's not going to leave Arsenal this season, even if we finish in the relegation zone, except Arteta decides to walk away. For now, in the next couple of seasons, he's still the Arsenal manager and he'll still remain there.
Thank you. That's like Hospi signing off. So talking about signing off, Hospi, what message do you have for the Gunners before we bid them farewell for today's show?
I would say Gunners for life, stay alive, and keep kicking. The season is just right round the corner. And hey, if you're out there, you are a very passionate Arsenal fan. If you're very good at analyzing football, talking football, not in a biased way, you want to sit here where Hospi is sitting, feel free to contact Arsenal fans bit. We are open. We are open to have people, like-minded people who see football with an eagle's eye, people who analyze and say things from their heart, not only about Arsenal, but other club sides in Europe. If you see yourself as that one person, feel free to contact Arsenal fans bit. You get information on the reels. But for the Arsenal fans there, I say thank you for being the Arsenal fans you are. I know most of you not buy jersey. When I want to see the player all the time, please don't be discouraged. Go on and buy your jersey. This is the Arsenal. We don't pin our support on conditions. Gunners
right.
for life.
Gunners for life. Talking about Gunners for life, Hospi just said it all. If you know you have this zest, this desire to make your voice count in analysis and talking about your darling club Arsenal, whether you are a United supporter, Chelsea supporter, Man City supporter, there is a platform for you on Offside for you to come and charge on with us so that we can make the community bigger and bigger. So come on, we've spoken about a lot of stuff on this edition. We spoke about paying a minute silence to Diogo Jota and Andre Jota. We talked about decision making of Viktor Gyökeres coming to Arsenal. And we're going to be looking forward to that. We're going to be having this celebration at the Emirates.
Gunners for life.
And until then, don't forget to like, subscribe, share.
And share.
Until then, it is come on, you Gunners!
Gunners for life.